I'm Claire from Creative the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you giving up some of your crafty time to pop along and craft with me. This is the make for this week. Every week I do a craft along video, usually post it on social media on a Friday. Something that's fairly simple or something that I've broken down so that it is fairly simple. I show you how to put it together and then leave you to go off and turn it into your own personal make. I always use Stampin' Up products because I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I absolutely love them. Shall I stop waffling and show you? So this is what it's like from the outside. Lovely, really nice countryside in paper, but look on the inside. So look at that. Okay, it is a bit of a wow, isn't it? So it's really hard on camera to show you what it looks like standing up. But if you imagine that that is like there, you've got this sort of display area here, okay, just there going on, which you can embellish to your heart's content. And then you've got this nice area there to really jazz up with anything. I've used Countryside In just because I love the paper. I love blues and greens actually, but particularly blues. And I just wanted to show some of this really lovely paper here. I don't know if you can see it. If I put it down flat, I've kept it so that it is like a scene. The paper follows on. Now you don't have to do that. You could do 4 different pieces of paper there. You could really turn this into something just really personal to you. I'm all about making something your own. So you could also, instead of having a little panel here, you could have the panel going right from the top to the bottom and just have smaller blocks of designer series paper there. I decided to decorate the front. I don't know that you need to, but I just feel like you want to give a little bit of a hint of what's inside. So they open the card like that, and sometimes some of the fun folds are a bit tricky. You're not sure how to send them. This is really nice because it folds flat, but when you open it, you're still like, oh, what does it do? Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Ta-da. I love a ta-da moment. I love a wow on the inside, and this definitely gives you that. What are we going to make today? I think we're going to do it in the fishing set. So if I just show you what I've got. So in the Stampin' Up catalogue, I promise I'll whiz you through it. Page 63. That's got the Countryside inset. You've got the papers there that you can see. We are going to use the dies again. I just think they're really useful. They come in a set like that. And I think if you've got a card that's like this one where it's got 3 panels, to use a set of dies that have just got different shapes really is effective across the card. So it just makes it stand out a bit. It's not like you've just grabbed the nearest thing, you've grabbed everything. And even the front hints at, look, there's another size there as well. In fact, on this one I've put 2 of the sizes to make it really pop off the page, and this one's just got 1. So I think we're going to do the same with the fishing one that we're going to do. And that paper is on page 78. And again, you can see there's loads of stuff you can get. There's loads of actually ideas in the Stampin' Up catalogue. It is brilliant for ideas. If your craft mojo's gone away for a bit, just flick through the catalogue like you would a magazine and something will spark you. So there's the papers. That's the stamp set that you can get. It's actually to size if you've got a catalogue, so that's really good. If you haven't got a catalogue and you're in the UK or Ireland, just get in touch with me. And I can pop one in the post to you. If you love any of the products that I made, that I used today, just order them. I'm meant to be saying, shop with me. But yeah, please shop with me, and then I can keep doing this every Friday. So to stay connected with me, I'll leave that there. Da, da, da. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook and Pinterest. Lots of ideas and inspiration there all the time. Right, enough waffle, let's craft. So this is the sizes that you need. I've seen a few different cards like this. They've all got so many different names, different panel cards, centerfolds, display cards. So I've sort of gone with a centerfold display card just to like confuse you all. If you can't find it and you're struggling to find it, just pop me a note and I'll just send you the link myself. But you might want to screenshot this. We're doing it in centimetres this week. I don't know why, just worked out better that way, just for the sizing. And I promise you, although it looks complicated, I'll talk you through it and we can make this together. So you just need a piece of A4 base card. Remember, I'm in the UK. And then some designer series paper. Now, the designer series paper sizes are here. I'll just move that up a bit so you can get them. And I'll let you screenshot that. Okay, so I've gone for a different pattern on the front to what's inside. Remember that Stampin' Up paper is two-sided, so it takes out some of the stress of what paper should you use, and they all coordinate. So this pack of paper, the Countryside Inns, even if you just use sort of 1 or 2 pages from that, you know they're going to coordinate. So the front's like that. The inside, I've used this piece here, which I've repeated here, and then I've used a different one here. Okay, I have used a couple of sets on here, so I've used this one just because I haven't even opened it, and that's like shocking, isn't it? So I've used that. And then I've used this one, which is the go-to greetings for the happy birthday, that I've just sort of fussy cut there. And then this one is from the daisy set. So the cheerful daisies, wishing you the brightest birthday. And I think we're going to use that one again on the fishing card. And then the little celebrate you, or let's celebrate that's there, is that sentiment there from the Sentimental Park. Okay, let's do some crafting. So I want a really strong card base, so I'm using thick, very vanilla. You don't need to use thick card, it will still stand, but I personally just like really thick, weighty cards. So that's what I'm using. I need my paper trimmer. Okay, so I have got an A4 sheet and we are going to cut it with the short side at the top at 5 7/8. So 5 7/8. Actually, what I said was I was going to do it in centimetres, so let me just change my mind. At 15 centimetres. It's habit, isn't it? Just go on to autopilot. I can't do 2 things at once. I know I'm supposed to be able to multitask, but I'm like, right, what size do I need? Remember this? Have you got the glue? Is the scissors within reach? Does the cat need to go out? All of those things. So get the scoring blade out the way, use the cutting, and we're cutting at 15 centimetres all the way down. Now leave that bit. Use that for some of the shapes here. Some of these will fit lovely on here, so that doesn't go to waste. You're going to use that later. Okay, so I need to turn it around and put the long arm out because I need 29.4. Now I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that on my camera, but I'm going to cut it off at 29.4. Okay. That's just a tiny little bit. Now it's up to you whether you keep that or not. You're not going to use it on this card. While we've got it on the long side around, we're going to do a couple of score lines. Now remember, these are centimetres, so we're going to do one at 9.8 centimetres. So get the cutting blade out the way now and just use your scorer. 9.8. And then the second one is 19.6. Okay, 19.6. And what that does is give you 3 panels, okay? So you've got one there, one there. You can see you've got your 3 panels. Okay, take a breath because this is the bit that we need to get right. So we're going to turn our card round that way, and we're going to fold the end piece over, under, okay? So you've now got that. Right, let me put this arm in so I've got more room. Now, I don't know whether you can see, but when I do my videos, I like to give you a few different tips and hints. Some of them are the same on every video, different bits that I just do automatically, but for new people who are watching, they won't have seen. But this one, I'm not sure that I've shared this before. On my paper trimmer, I've got a strip of paper along there. So it's actually a piece of double-sided tape because it stays. But it enables me to see the measurement on the side of my paper trimmer. So the Stampin' Up paper trimmer not only has measurements along the top here and the bottom, but it's got it on this running blade as well here. Now mine's in inches, but you can get it in metric, in centimetres as well. You just need to order that. Yeah, it's important because we're going to need to use this measurement for this card. So we folded it under, we put it round to this side, and then I'm looking for 4 centimetres. So I find 4 centimetres there. My fold is at the top here, okay? I get it at 4 centimetres, and then I put this down, okay? Now what I'm looking down the side, and I need to make a 7 centimetre cut from here up. Now 7 centimetres is equal to 2 3/4. So what I need to do is find 2 3/4. Now I've already marked on my side there. I don't know if you can see, there's a little pencil mark at 2 3/4, because when I bring this over, on the side of here is a groove that is the middle of my trimmer, and it tells me where the point of my blade is. And I need to put my blade down at that point. So if I just move that out of the way, so it's got to be in line with that line. So I'm just going to put it back at 4 centimetres, just like that. I'm going to push it down and make sure it's strong. Bring my cutting blade up, and then I'm going to try and get it at the same point as this line, okay? Push down on it because that will make a little hole in your paper, and then go up to the top, okay? Now it's folded, this thick card is folded over twice, so put a bit of pressure on it. And can you see it cuts through both pieces? Now I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to find 4 centimetres, going to bring that cutting blade down to where I think it's going to be. So I think it's about there, because I'm not right over it because of my camera. And then I push it up again, okay? So now I've got 2 score lines. Oh, that huge sigh of relief. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to do a score line between these 2 cuts. So not here, but here. And I need to do it in the middle. So my card's like this. I'm going to flip it over and just slide it under. Okay, so it's now the folded pieces here. And I need to find 3.5 centimetres. So 3.5 centimetres up here. I line that up. I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way because I just want to score. Make sure your card is butted up in there, and remember you're scoring between those 2 lines. So again, I line up on the side where I think it is, and I push down till I get to the other line, and I just go back and forth a few times because it's going to go through 2 pieces of card. So when I lift it up, can you see there? There is a score line. Okay, now the next one I need to do is 7 centimetres. So I'm going to slide it along to 7. The card is still folded, and I'm scoring between those 2 lines again. So score in there and score in there. And I'm really pushing down on it because I know it's got 2 pieces of card. So that one's actually a lot nicer score. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm just going to have a look. I can see the score line there, but not this one here. So I'm just going to do it on that side as well, just so it gives me every chance of getting this right first time. Okay, so I'm going to lift that up. That's better. I can see the score line now. So I've finished with this paper trimmer. For now, I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to have a look at my card. Now this panel is going to fold over just like that. That's the front of my card. Now I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see. This one is going to go like this. The next one is like that. So I'm just helping the paper know where I want it to be. Spin it around to this one, and then this one. And I'm just making sure all of the creases are done. Okay. So that bit's going to come over there, that bit's going to come over there, so I can see it all fits together flat in the envelope. But when I open it up, this bit comes back like so. So I'm just going to, before I put any of the designer series paper on, I'm just making sure the card knows what I want it to do. Does that make sense? Okay, so before you start messing about with it, because at this stage it's just a piece of card, if you get it wrong, just go and cut another piece, okay? And then cut this one up for something else. Don't waste it. But there you go, there's our basic shape. Oh, I feel like it's a biscuit time. Okay, already you can see it's going to look amazing. So now we need to add the paper. Now you can either fold it down flat and just do it like that. It's probably easier. You're going to need a piece of paper for there, and if you want it, for the front here. Now I would do the front last. I would concentrate on the inside first. So I've got some of the gone fishing paper. I've already cut it, but I will go through the sizes with you, just because I don't want you to have to wait for half an hour while you watch me cut card. So this size is 14.5 centimetres by 9.5, and that's going to go straight on there. I'm excited because I've got new glue, so it's probably going to come pouring out. Oh, I like that as well, but I'm going to use that on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stick this down. Okay. So I'm using Tombow glue. You use whatever is your favourite adhesive. Double-sided tape, a tape gun, all sorts of glues. I like a bit of a wiggle room, so which means when I put my piece of designer series paper on, if I'm not quite happy with it, I've got a couple of seconds or two that I can slide it around. But that's good, I'm happy with that. Now for the inside, should we do this panel first? So I've got these pieces because I want them to sort of match but be slightly different. So I've gone for a smaller pattern for the middle in the same colours. Remember, it's Stampin' Up paper, it will coordinate. You need 4 of these, and these need to be 3.2 centimetres by 6.6. And again, what you might want to do is do the panel so that it follows on. Quite by accident I've done it with this one, but I definitely did it on purpose with the one that's the previous one with the foxes on. Okay, so they just go in those little panels, and they're cut to be slightly smaller so that you've got a very vanilla border. Let's do this one. The other thing that I pre-prepared, which I will show you, is I've got a Stampin' Right marker, and I wanted the edge of the card not to be, because the paper has got a white core. I've already coloured all of this, but usually when you look at the side of the card, it's got a white core, which sometimes makes your cards look just not quite finished. So I've got a Stampin' Right marker, the fat end I've just gone around all the edges and coloured that core. Now some of this, like this one, isn't mossy green, but I've still done it the same. I just think it gives an overall effect. If you put your paper down on the table or the desk that you're using and add your glue, you actually put less glue on. So save you a bit of the odd penny or two as well. Okay, and then the last one is this one. Who do you think you're going to give your card to? A little way away is Father's Day in the UK. I don't know if yours is the same wherever you are, but it's actually my husband's birthday on Monday, and he's very into fishing, although not coarse fishing. So I don't know what he's going to think about this card, but it's for him. So killing two birds with one stone, crafting a video, and now which way down round do fishing hooks go? I'm going to do them that way round. I don't actually know. I think they go like that with the hooky bit at the bottom. There's one side. What I did with these is I cut off one strip and then cut it so that it follows on. Now, I don't know that it matters, but that was how I chose to do it because I had lots of paper. If you've got lots of offcuts, I think you could get away with it because there's a border around it, so it doesn't have to exactly follow on. Now, did I tell you the size of these? You want 2 for the top and 2 for the bottom, and these are 6.6. No, they're not. They're 9.5 by 3.6. So 9.5 centimetres long. Make sure I get this the right way round. 9.5 by 3.6. Okay, I've got one more to do of those. I love it how it's coming together. Really nice. And once you've done the initial fun fold bit, the tricky bit, it's good to go. You can just jazz it up to whatever you need. Add your die cuts, add different stamps on there. Just be careful what you're adding to the inside, because obviously you want it to fold into an envelope, unless you're just giving it by hand, and then it's not such a worry. Right, the side panels you need 2 of, and the size of those are 6.8 by 2.5, and again, just be a little bit careful with which way round your paper is. Okay, so I've deliberately cut these that way rather than that way, if that makes sense. Otherwise my paper would be going in different dimensions. You could make your crafty life a whole lot easier and just use some paper that goes anyway, that it doesn't matter which way round you've got it. That would really make your life easier. That's it. Let's have a look. So just give that a chance to dry before I start trying to manipulate it. But there you go. Oh, it looks nice. I'm pleased with that. Right, shall I do the front bit next? So I'm going to turn it over because I want to do this bit. I know that I want to put that piece on, and that is the same size as the inside. So it's 14.5 centimetres by 9.5, but I'm going to put a little bit of a ribbon across, and I'm going to use the same sentiment, let's celebrate, just to use on there. So I've die cut one of these from the Very Vanilla, okay, and we're going to attempt to stamp. Where's a block? Try and use a block that is similar size to the stamp that you want. It stops you rocking all over the place when you're trying to stamp. And I've got some Mossy Meadow, which is quite a dark green, but I really like it. And because this is a polymer stamp, I can see through where I'm stamping. So hopefully it's error-free. Ta-da! Lovely. That's a really nice green, isn't it? Really nice. It's very strong. So that's going to be my sentiment. And then I want to put some ribbon across. So I've got some of this ribbon. It's actually retired. It's quite an old ribbon, but it goes really well. I want to do a cheats bow. I'll show you how to do a cheats bow. So you get your pen, you can use any fatness of pen. That's a mouthful. Just because you want a tiny little bow on it. So you just double knot it twice and slide that off. If you tie it really, really tight, you're left with that little loop. Okay, so that's going to go around there and around there. So I'm just going to cut that off a bit, just about there. And you use a lot less paper, ribbon. So look at that, I'm covering up the fish. Ah! So I'm going to use some double-sided tape. I'm just going to put a little bit of it either side where I think the ribbon is going to go. Just like there and there. I'm not being very tidy with cutting it. Peel that backing off. And a little trick with that is if you really press down on one end, it will peel up a lot easier. Okay, so I've got some double-sided there and there. So I'm going to put that there. So round one side, so my bow is just about there. Put it level there. Oh, do I need that the other way around? Yeah, like that, because one side is really shiny and one isn't. Okay, so that's there. I'm not going to do anything to the bow at the front. I'm just going to put some Tombow glue over the top. You could again use double-sided, it's up to you. It's just quicker to use this for the video. Okay, now remember you're just going to go in this panel here. So that's going to go like that. And I'm just looking to see I've got an equal border all the way round. It's as simple as that. Okay, and then I think I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of there. Just there and there. Ta-da. And I'm going to overlap it with the ribbon because that will help keep the ribbon in place. And then I'm just going to snip this in half. And there you have, look, a fake bow. How cool is that? So that means that my front of the card is done. I don't want to jazz up the front too much because I want it to look like, what's this inside? Okay, the inside. Now bearing in mind you've got your bow on there, so don't push it down too much. I'm going to layer up with that. So I'm just going to stick that straight on. Just because it ties in with the front, like so. And I'm going to push down on that side because I don't want to squish this bow. Okay, and then I've got the next size down. Again, remember me saying that I used the different layers. So that's going to go on there, but I'm going to stamp. This one is going to go here, so I'm going to stamp on there as well. But I'm going to put it so it's a bit on here and a bit on here. I'm not going to stick it on this bit so that when it folds, it all folds well. Okay, so I need to stamp that and I need to stamp that. So this one is going to have wishing you the brightest birthday. So again, I'm putting it on my block. I'm inking it up. I can see through it, which is really handy. The other thing that I tend to do is I put my stamps on at an angle because it makes your eye look at the stamp rather than the edge of the block. So I can line it up a lot better because my eye is only concentrating on one thing. Okay. Oh, that's nice as well. That green really is nice. I should use it more often. Okay, that is going to go there and there. So I'm just going to put some glue along the bottom and some glue along the side. And that will be enough to hold it. Make sure I haven't got inky fingers. Just there. Okay, so that's that. And this one, I am going to put good things come to those who wait. Okay, so that's a different stamp, but it's still going to fit on that block. So that one fits really nicely in there as well. Okay, now I think I'm going to put some fish on here, so I might put this over to one side. So I've fussy cut some fish already. Okay, so that leaves me a bit of room down the bottom and a bit of room around the side. So I'm going to put some of these on. Just put some dimensionals on for now. Move that out of the way. This has come together really quickly. I hope that you are going to give this a go. It is a real wow card. And then I've got some bits and pieces that I've fussy cut, some fish, a little weight, some hooks. Let's see if we can add those on, and I'll finish it off later. So yeah, I think he could go there. Let's put him on with some glue, just on that bit, like so. And then he could be there, and I'll put him on with a dimensional. Or actually, he could be over here. Let's put him on there. That's good. And then he's going the other way. I didn't think about that, did I? I think that's all right. Maybe he could go on the front. Let's celebrate. Oh, he's disappeared. Oh yeah, look, I could put him on there. Should we do that? He looks like he wanted to go the other way. He's trying to get away. Okay, he's going to go on there, like so. So that gives a hint of what's inside. And this is like a weight, or I actually don't know what it is. Is it like a spinny thing? A spinner or something when they're trying to attract the fish? No doubt my hubby will tell me. I'll make him laugh when I say what I thought it was. Okay, and I'm going to put another fish over the top. Maybe there. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensional there. And then glue at the back, because the other bit is on the spinner bit. Okay, so he's going to go there. And I think we will leave it there. So, should we have a ta-da moment? Are you ready? Okay. Let's put that back. Okay, here's my little card that I made today. Oh, 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 ta-da! Look at that. I hope you have enjoyed watching it and enjoyed the ta-da moment at the end. Here's the fishing one and here's the countryside in one. I hope that you give them a go. If you do and you've made something you're really proud and you want to share, then share away with me. You can get in touch with me at createtheottaway@gmail.com. If you want to shop with me, I would love that and be very grateful. It's createtheottaway.co.uk and just select the shop link. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.